FVP Auto Parts work. Trusted, tested, selected. You know what works. FVP Stay Tuned works. Engine buildup doesn't stand a chance. FVP, reach for what works.
Splash, splash, splash. Apply a little splash. When your windshield's getting dirty, just apply a little splash. When your windshield's full of grime, bugs, dirt, and snow, just use a little splash and be safe on the road. Splash, splash, splash. Apply a little splash. When your windshield's getting dirty, just apply a little splash. See safely on the road when you apply a little splash. Splash, splash, splash.
It's senior night here at the Blake Ice Arena, and we've got a dandy for you here on YouthHockeyHub.com. Number 1 Blake taking on number 4 Andover in a rematch of the Schwann's Cup gold medal match on December 28th. That was won by Blake, who scored 3 goals in the third period to beat Andover 4-3. Blake comes in with a record of 21-2 on the season. They're in a tough section that includes number 2 Edina and number 7 Wayzata. They lost to Edina 4-2 in the section title game last year. Andover, meanwhile, comes in with a record of 20-3 on the season. This is their last regular season contest. As a tune-up before section play begins, they've won 8 straight, shutting out 5 opponents. Starting tonight, for the Huskies on the blue line, sophomore defense Madison Clough and junior captain Kennedy Little. Gabby Kraus and Peyton Hemp are on the wings, both sophomore forwards. And in the middle, Jamie Nelson going to Minnesota State. At center, Cassidy Stumo in between the pipes. Meanwhile, for Blake, they'll start Addie Burton, Izzy Daniel, Grace Johnson, Lily Deliaditis, Maddie Wethington, and Ava Christie in the net as we are underway. Andover in the black and gold. Blake in the green, blue, and white here from Blake Ice Arena. From the left point, shot driven down, and now back comes Blake with a 2-on-1. If they hurry to above the right circle. And that goes wide of the net as Addie Burton skates onto it. Back out to the right point. Thrown cross ice just outside the left circle to the slot, and Burton couldn't get anything on the shot. She tracks down her miss and plays it back. Shot in from the point, falling to the ice, Maddie Tix. It's thrown once again toward the net, deflected down by Nelson, who skates onto it. Jamie Nelson carries it out of the zone. Down the left wing, good stick to knock it free by Audrey Wethington. Audrey and Maddie, 2 of the better players on this Bears team, 2 of their 6 Division I commits. Rung around the boards. Pinned up against the left half wall. And now it's played back across the near side and skated onto by Madison Kaiser. Maddie Kaiser plays it up off the far wall. It's kept in by Blake. Andover has really locked things down defensively and improved, focused on that side of the ice since they lost that game. It's their last loss. Again, allowing 3 goals, 3 straight goals, including 1 in overtime, to fall 4-3 in the Schwann's Cup Gold Division title match. Played back in, and Andover will change on the fly. Cross corner, collected there by Julia Blum. She plays it corner to corner for Isabel Meyer. Loose in the right circle. Played on out by the Bears. Collected by Kennedy Little. Loose in the high slot. Little bats it up for Sarah Kaiser. The freshman banks it off the near side boards and gives chase. Goes behind the Blake net. Now cycled back And again, back down low for Gabby Kraus. Kraus backhands it back for Madeline Jurgensen. Sarah Kaiser, centering pass. Eventually gets out, and there's a shot from the top of the circle by Jocelyn Mumm. Kept in by Little. Patted aside by Christie. Again, Christie sticks it just behind her net. Puck bounding free. Peyton Hemp speedily skating onto it. Out to the left point. Big collision along the right half wall. No call. There's a shot from the right circle. Save. Christie turns it aside. It was off the stick of Nelson. Andover possessing quite a bit. Leading in the shots category 2-0. Kept in by Little at the right point. Throws it on net. It's sticked up into the protective netting by Christie. That was a clean look, but Christie had no traffic in front of her and saw it all the way. 13:49 to play, first period. Blake and Andover tied scoreless. One back. That shot again doesn't get all the way through off the stick of Nelson. Tracked down in the left corner by Bailey Abraham. Trying to lead the breakout. Good stick to knock it down by Madison Kaiser, but it goes out of the zone, so the Huskies forced to touch up. They'll play it in deep. Collected by Maddie Wethington. He passes it up for her sister Audrey. Into the corner, Clough. Up for Hallie Fields. Blake circling to the high slot. Shot blocked down. Doesn't get all the way through. And nice job by Nelson, who will go for a change. It's played in deep by Hemp. Tracked down by Fields. She loses it behind the Blake net. Turned back over in the neutral zone. Little sees her pass deflected up off of Tix and out of play. Blake still has one regular season game left after this against Centennial. Little backhands it forward. It's played into the zone by Tyra Turner. Turner skating with it. Plays it across from above the right circle. That shot goes wide of the right post. Rung around and Little bangs it back down low. Delia Adidas off the far side boards. Izzy Daniel dumps it in deep and ices the puck. Looks like she was not on the quite on the same page. Daniel and Maddie Wethington earlier this week. Huge honor, named Miss Hockey semifinalist for the 2019 Miss Hockey Award. Along with 10 other players, the list will eventually be winnowed down to 5. Wouldn't be surprised to see either of those two young ladies on it. Big collision in the right corner. Good crowd on hand here tonight at the Blake Ice Arena. Skating hard after it, Daniel. She gets to the puck first, beating Madison Kaiser. Out to the high slot. Thrown on net, traffic in front. Addie Burton was there. Couldn't get a stick on it. Burton collects it behind her own net. Good stick lift by Nelson, but Burton stays on it, goal line extended. To the left corner, banked off the near side boards. Bears unable to keep it in. Now Andover trying to force the issue. Played in deep by Hemp, who goes for a change. Whiffed on the pass, so now here's an opportunity to, as the Huskies were changing on the fly, it's stolen back by the Bears. Carried into the zone by Sam Brose, but she was a bit offside. Bro's brother Tristan, one of the better players on the Blake boys varsity. Sam herself, 4 goals and 3 assists on the season. Just an 8th grader. Already making an impact. A lot of youth on this Blake team. A lot of experience, but a lot of youth as well. 6 Division I players on this team for Blake, 7 on the Andover roster. Passed out of the zone by Andover. And collect it back at center ice and regain the zone. Abraham into the left corner. Tracked there by Hannah Staffenacker. Now here's an Ahmed. Maddie Tix just above the right circle, shoots high. Into the left corner and rung around. Staffenacker plays it back. Tix in a board battle down low. Out of the right circle. Nice job by Paige Anderson to get free. She passes it up for Kaiser, who dumps it in and goes for a change. Andover applying the forecheck. Patted aside as the shot comes in on Christie. Andover out shooting Blake 3-0. Now here's another opportunity in the high slot. Again, sticked aside comfortably by Christie, who's moving well laterally in the first period. Still shots 4-0 in favor of the Huskies. Played cross ice, but just a bit behind Grace Johnson. Johnson up looking for Audrey Wethington. Can't connect. Instead, back come the Huskies. Madison Kaiser. Nelson rings it around. Kaiser gives chase, tries to stick lift in the right corner. Burton around the boards. Tied up along the right half wall. Coming off the boards nicely, Delia Neat. Daniel, rink wide, just missed the stick of Delianitis. Nelson collects. Big check delivered at center ice, and now the puck's tied up right in front of the Blake bench. 8:47 left in the first period, still scoreless between Andover and Blake. That pass driven down by Izzy Daniel. Giving chase Maddie Wethington along the left half wall. Plays it up for Daniel. Izzy Daniel weaving her way through traffic. Shot driven down by Little. Puck loose in the right circle. And a nice move to get free by Gabby Kraus. She loses it at center, but it's picked up by Clough, who gains the zone. Clough from the high slot. Her shot hits a couple Bears on the way through, including Bros. Maddie Wethington puts on the brakes, banks it off the near half boards. And now it's played up. And coming with speed, Ellie Morris. Checked off nicely by Staffenacker. Both players tumble to the ice as the puck remains in the possession of the Bears behind the Andover net. Nice moves to get free, but it's stolen back. Staffenacker plays it up, and it misses Sarah Kaiser and is iced. Blake still without a shot on goal, and we are more than halfway through the first period. Faceoff will come back down in the right circle of the Andover zone. As skating in to take it, Audrey Wethington, bound from Minnesota in a couple years. No penalties on either team yet either. Julia Blum's shot collected in the left corner. And the Huskies with Little play it up. Blum steals it, and now the puck squirts back into the Bears zone. Little banks it off the near sideboards. Tyra Turner plays it quarter to quarter. Turner in the high slot. Her pass knocked down by Kylie Gage. Stolen at the Blake line and passed up by Tix. Taken back and thrown in deep by Tyra Turner, who goes for a change. Allows both teams to regroup. There's a shot just above the net off the stick of Audrey Wethington. Loose in the right circle, and we have our first penalty coming up as Kraus hit the deck, and it's going to be a trip. Guilty party Addie Burton heading to the box. And 28 of the first. So Andover will go on the power play. Little passes, gets it back in the high slot. Left circle. Shot, and they score! A snipe from Peyton Hemp gives Andover a 1-0 lead. A quick wrister from the Minnesota-bound sophomore, her 29th goal of the season, her 4th goal on the power play, 3 goals, 4 goals, and 3 assists now for Peyton on the power play. That's going to be assisted by Little, who will pick up her 5th helper. And Andover, quick as you like on the power play, takes the first lead of the game. Andover out shooting Blake now 5-0. Delianides into the corner, tracking that down, playing it across for Burton. Sharp angle shot deflected down. Hemp skates onto it, passes it off the near sideboards, almost gets it back. Stolen by Daniel, who has it tied up along the right half wall. It's played back to center ice. Cross ice for Maddie Wethington. She rings it around the boards. Collected by Mumm. Give and go, but turned over at the Andover line. Huskies lead it 1-0 on the strength of a power play goal. It was Hemp from Little and Kaiser at 10:44 on the power play for a 1-0 Husky lead. 5:07 to play first period. Puck loose in the right wing circle of the Blake zone, and they pass it out. Skated onto by Elizabeth Tammy. Kept in at the right point. Kept in once more, the puck loose in the high slot and passed out by Andover. Good stick to tie up by Julia Blum. D-to-D pass for Andover. Backhanded into the zone, and going for a change is Tammy. Played on out, good outlet for Audrey Wethington. She makes a couple defenders miss, gets to the high slot, and it's sticked up and into the protective netting by Cassidy Stumo, who finally has something to do this evening. She sees her first shot nearly 13 minutes into the first period play. Stumo comes in with a record of 17-2 on the season, a 1.37 goals against average, .925 save percentage, 5 shutouts, 5th in the state in wins, 4th in goals against average. Those 5 shutouts have come in the last 8 games. So Andover really stingy on defense at the moment. Little, who assisted on the only goal of the game, tries to play it around and can't, as Susie Higuchi's in there. Puck loose in the high slot, or in the slot. Nobody can get onto it. Little will dump and chase, or Kaiser will dump and chase. Played out of the zone, Higuchi's pass. Eventually tracked down by Sam Bros and banked off the near side boards. Clough avoids a couple on-rushing attackers, hounded by Daniel. Tries to play it up for Kaiser at center ice. It's turned back over. Izzy Daniel. Rings it around and tries to set up the forecheck. Kaiser. Backhanded into the zone and go for a change as the Huskies change on the fly. Delianides, her pass off an Andover stick, so Blake forced to retreat and collect it back in their own zone. Daniel evading defenders as she skates left to right. Daniel weaving through traffic, gets to the high slot, can't get anything on the shot. Good defense by Gabby Kraus to lift the stick. Nelson chasing after Grace Johnson. All the way down to the end boards, and Nelson nearly forces the turnover. Off the near sideboards. Played up nicely for Audrey Wethington. Oh, and a good job by Kaiser, rather. to prevent her from getting through. With a high slot, there's a shot that's turned aside off the stick of Daniel. Not much on that shot, so pretty comfortable save. Blake trying to get some sustained offensive possession. Still trailing in the shots department 5-2. Rimming the circle, banking it off the far side boards. Maddie Wethington controlling. Point to point. Outside the left circle. Taken back by Peyton Hepp, the goal scorer. She plays it into the far corner and goes for a change. 1:50 to play first period. 1-0 Huskies. Audrey Wethington, cross ice for Tix, who chips and chases. For Tyra Turner, who plays it out of the zone. By Kaiser, but not out as Daniel goes to the ice. Kaiser knocked her down, and we have our first penalty coming up on Andover. Elbowing or some such infraction with 1:16 left. And they're going to say tripping. So they're going to get Kaiser for tripping. It was really from the center point, Maddie Wethington. They scored 3 seconds after the power play started. So both teams go on the power play and immediately do damage. Blake has tied us at 1. For Maddie Wethington, her 19th goal of the season. Varsity player since 7th grade. And they score again! This time it's Maddie Wethington scored a goal and then assisted on the next one. So just like that, Blake has taken a 2-1 lead. They were in the middle of announcing that first goal when the second one went in. Maddie Wethington avoids a check and will go chase her own pass down in the left half wall. Banks it off the near side boards for Tick. Tick plays it in deep. It's tracked down there by Little, who carries it with speed out of her zone. Off the near side boards and in deep. 20 seconds left in the first period. Blake with a 2-1 lead despite trailing 5-4 in the shots department, so not much in the way of actual shots, but we've had plenty of scoring. Puck loose, Sarah Kaiser onto it. Kaiser, good defense to force her to the corner by Tix. She backhands it behind the net as the horn sounds and time expires here in the first period. Well, it took a little while for the scoring to start, but once it did, the goals came fast and free. That's how we end the first period with a 2-1 score. Want to remind you folks that FVP has a dominating lineup. Reach for what works with FVP oil, antifreeze. Stay tuned, batteries, and more. Visit your local automotive shop or retailer for FVP products. You are watching Minnesota High School Hockey, the Minnesota High School Hockey Game of the Week presented by FVP, where after one period of play, it is number 1 Blake 2 and number 4 Andover 1 on youthhockeyhub.com.
Apply a little splash when your windshield's getting dirty. Just apply a little splash when your windshield's full of grime, bugs, dirt, and snow. Just use a
VP Auto Parts Work. Selected.
Back here at the Blake Ice Arena, where after one period of play, the Bears lead the Andover Huskies by a score of 2-1. Icy surfaces on your home, near your home, sidewalks, driveways, etc. Use the Splash Ice Melt Shaker Bag. Simply tear open and shake on surfaces when safety really matters. And after 25 below zero temperatures all week, we sure have a lot of ice here in Minnesota. So the Splash Ice Melt Shaker Bag can really come in handy. 2 goals within 9 seconds of each other. Late in that first period by Blake gave them a 2-1 advantage heading to the first intermission. They were outshot in that first period 5-4 by Andover, but they lead where it counts on the scoreboard. They've already beaten Andover once this year by a goal, and they lead by a goal here as we start the second period of play. Back into her own zone to track it down, Maddie Wethington. Into the left wing corner as the two teams have switched sides of the ice. Hemp in there, dug out along the left half wall, and played on out for Burton, who gains the zone. Addie Burton, checked by Cassidy Little. Centering pass, Nelson cuts it out and plays it back up, and now here's a potential breakaway opportunity. In on net, Hemp shoots, scores! Peyton Hemp, her second goal of the night. Andover has tied this game at 2. The Blake defender fell down, and Hemp got a step and made no mistake from the right circle, going low to beat Christie. Hemp from Little once more. Little with 2 assists tonight. That goal coming at 30 seconds of the second period to tie us at 2. Andover feeling all kinds of confident right now as they give chase back into their own zone. Clough skates onto it, loses her footing behind the net, so Blake turns it over. Battle along the right half wall. Played into the right corner. Rimming the circle, trying to get free. Audrey Wethington, and it's deflected out of play on the pass by Tyra Turner. So the face-off will come in the neutral zone just outside of the Huskies zone. Won by Blake and thrown to the far corner. From the right circle, centering pass. And Isabella Meyer couldn't find anyone. Burton at center ice, throws it on net. Played to the corner by Stumo. Banked off the near side boards by Kaiser. Turned over and losing her footing was Stoffenacker. Sarah Kaiser banks it off the near side boards and gives chase. Good little deke by Maddie Wethington to get free. Stolen back by Kaiser at the line. Mumm up for Gabby Kraus. And now they regain the zone with Kaiser throwing it on net. Good save by Christie. Nice job by Maddie Wethington to spin away, and now she will throw it, fling it back down ice. Great outlet pass, finding Ellie Morrison, shoots on net, and that goes wide. Into the right corner. Little brings it around, giving chase there, Hemp. She goes to the ice as the puck stays in the Andover zone. Little gets the puck back and skates behind her own net. Puts on the brakes, avoids the hard-charging Jelianidis, who forces the turnover. Goal line extended. She's down on the ice. Puck is trapped underneath her along the end boards, and finally a whistle is blown. Shots officially 7-5 in favor of Andover. 2-2 on the scoreboard. The ref actually falls down. It's like they're playing on ice or something. Everybody's slipping and sliding. The face-off ultimately will come in front of the Blake bench And again, it's won back cleanly by the Bears. Dumped in where Izzy Daniel gives chase into the right wing corner. Played off the right half wall and flung back where it bounces off the far boards. No one can track it down, so icing is called. Shots in that first period, as we said, 5-4 in favor of Andover, so both teams 1 for 1 on the power play after 2 tripping penalties were converted quickly. 2 power play goals in that first period, 1 apiece. We're 2-2 on the scoreboard here. Puck turned back over at the line. Delianides off the near sideboards. Thrown down ice. Tammy. Tracked down by Maddie Wethington. Wethington with speed up the near side. Skating hard with it, Paige Anderson, who gains the zone to the top of the left circle, leaves it. It sticks to the corner after Hallie Fields put it on net. Lifted up and out of the zone. And now here's an opportunity. Audrey Wethington in on net. Wethington can't get a shot. She centers it. Now it's loose in front. They score this time. Maddie Tix bangs home the rebound after Audrey Wethington did not give up on the play. Tracked it down in the corner. Quickly centered it. Tix was right there, and she pots it home. Blake with an impressive 3 goals on just 6 shots here tonight. And we thought it was going to be a defensive struggle coming in, but it's already 3-2 early on, second period.
Bears goal scored by number 11, Maddie Tix. Assist, number 6, Audrey Wethington.
Addie Burton picks up her second helper of the game. That goal comes at the 4-minute mark of the second period and gives Blake a 3-2 lead. Not to be outdone, Little plays it around the boards. Tracked down in the corner by Grace Johnson. Board battle, left half wall. Puck rung around but kept in. Little for a moment. Now she has to touch up as Blake tries to get it out. Little at center ice, throws it back in. Kicked down by Julia Blum and played out. Can't connect with Ellie Morrison. Turned over at center ice. Andover regains the zone. Centering pass is knocked down. Johnson, or beg your pardon, Nelson skating with it. Tried to find Paige Anderson. Cycled back down low. Huskies still possessing. Little give and go with Mumm and Kraus. Kraus, goal line extended. Give and go back to Kraus. She shoots. And this time Stumo able to make the save, or rather Christie able to make the save. Shots 10-6 in favor of the Huskies. A nice little give and go there, but Stumo hugging the near post. Christie hugging the near post, makes the save. Face off to Christie's right. Cleared but not out. Turned over in the slot. Give and go. Puck bounding loose in the slot. And it's skated out momentarily anyway as Little circles back with it for Andover. Kennedy Little banks it off the near side, the far side boards. Hits the skate of Hallie Fields, and the Bears regain the zone. Give and go. Burton goes down behind the Andover net. Fans wanted a penalty, no call. Daniel trying to ward off a check. Nice little move to get free. Daniel to the front of the net. Backhanded attempt right into the midsection of Stumo. Nifty stick work by Izzy Daniel to get free in the right corner and then make her way to the front of the net and force Stumo to make the save. Face-off will come to Stumo's left. 10:48 to play, second period. Daniel wins the draw, collects it behind the net, plays it out to the left half wall. Burton's shot hits Kaiser on the way through. And now carrying it out, Hemp will play it rink wide for Nelson. Nelson circling, centering pass. Daniel there, or Burton there rather. Nelson cuts it down, goal line extended in the right corner. Skates it out to the point. Nelson in front, throws it on net. Blockered to the corner by Christie. Kaiser backhands it into the zone. And now skated onto by Audrey Wethington. Her shot knocked down by Tammy. Back to the left point. Shot goes wide. Puck trickles out to neutral ice and skated onto by Nelson. To the left circle. Nelson centering pass, but nobody home. Banks off the far boards. They've had some opportunities, Andover has. Now Nelson will skate onto it in the left wing corner. Or that's, beg your pardon, that's Kraus. He plays it back down low. Bears skated out. Audrey Wethington puts on the brakes at the right point. She rings it around into the corner. Chopped at. Kept in nicely by the Bears. Played back out to center and flung to the far corner. Mumm looking for an outlet. Jurgensen flings it off the boards right in front of her own bench. And Maddie Wethington will skate out with it. Wethington up for Brose. Brose centering pass, puck loose in the slot. Brose tries to get to it, she can't. Little chops at it. Brose in there as well. Huskies carry it out of the zone once more. Played in deep by Jurgensen, who goes for a change. Skated on to by Stoffenacker, left corner. There's an opportunity, short side. The puck, the net rather, has become dislodged. But what a outstanding short side attempt by Kaiser. Or rather, that was Tyra Turner gunning for her 9th goal of the season. Tried to just sneak it in there. Anderson to take the draw against Brose to the left of Christie. It's one back by the Huskies. Flung back out, and the Huskies will have to touch up as Clough throws it in deep. Maddie Wethington has it taken away from her. She tries to split defenders. Puck loose in the left circle. Played on out where it's skated onto by Higuchi. Higuchi goes down at the line, no call. Puck loose in the high slot, cleared out by Kaiser. Madison Kaiser back the other way. There's an opportunity, and that shot goes whistling wide off the stick of Anderson. Anderson, one of the 3 captains, tries to toe drag her way through and can't. Taken back by Delianidis. She backhands it in deep and chases it in the opposite corner. Kaiser off the near sideboards. Now here's an opportunity for the Huskies. Anderson gains the zone, a little crowded with Fields, so she decides to cycle it and go for a change. Taken there by Johnson. Played into the corner for Burton. Burton backhands it for Johnson. Nelson at center ice. Blake just trying to get out of their own zone now with 7 minutes left, second period. Cut out at center ice by Tammy and banked off the near sideboards. Can't be gloved down by Tammy, but Kennedy Little will chase it down in the right circle of her zone. Good stick lift to force the turnover. Little battling with Burton. Burton back to the left point. That shot thrown on net by Maddie Wethington. A goal and an assist tonight. Left corner, Hemp gets away from Burton. Checked off the puck. Nelson helps it along. Nelson goes down in the neutral zone, and we have our first penalty of the second period. Second of the game on the Bears as Maddie Wethington knocked Nelson to the ice, and she will go to the box for 2. Wethington for interference. At 11:39 of the second. So Andover goes back on the power play. They're 1 for 1 tonight. Played across for Burton. Burton in the high slot. Throws it on net. Goal line extended, cycled back down low. Huskies good on the power play this year. 32.8%. Nearly 33% after that power play goal earlier tonight. Burton fires through traffic. And not quite deflected in, but what a job of Madeline Jurgensen being right on the doorstep. First line crew back on there for Andover. One shot on this power play, 1:34 remaining in the player advantage. 5:55 left, second period. Draw one back to the left point, Little at the line. Goes for Hemp, who cycles it down low. Hemp just outside the left circle for Little. Hemp. Pass or shot deflected by Grace Johnson. Hemp wants it just outside the left circle again. Down low. Out to Little. High slot. Extended aggressive power penalty kill. Now Little gets an opportunity and puts it on net. Stick to the corner. Hemp. Little. Little center point. Shoots. Deflected nearly in by Nelson. They love that redirect, and they're trying to get something out of it. Still kept in by Kaiser. Her pass for Nelson too strong. It's batted out of the zone, but a high sticking called. Izzy Daniel almost got away with batting it out of the zone, but instead the faceoff will come back down right circle of the Andover attacking zone. Huskies right now out shooting the Bears 14-7 in the game, but they're trailing on the scoreboard 3-2. 36 seconds left on this power play for Andover. Hemp once again taking the draw. This time it's won by the Bears into the corner. Burton clears but not out, or cleared but not out. Kaiser right point. She plays catch. And the extended pressure forces the turnover for Blake. Burton has it lifted, her stick lifted from behind, and the puck stolen away. Nelson with speed through the zone. She regains it momentarily. This is killing valuable seconds as there's just 4 seconds left. Burton flings it to the line. Chopped in by Kaiser, who goes for a change as both teams are back to full strength. 4:16 remaining. Puck is iced, so a whistle stops play. Coach Sean Reed, in talking to him before the game for Blake, he talked about how much his team needed to play with speed. And now that was going to be a key for the game, and thus far it has been. Andover, I'm sure, wishes they could be a little tighter defensively, having conceded 3 goals in 7 shots, but still very much in this hockey game with plenty of game left to play. Skated out of the zone by the Bears. Maddie Wethington toe-dragging her way through. Sharp angle shot, that goes wide. Collected right corner by Stoffenacker. Trying to clear the zone, high up off the glass. And kept in nicely by Isabella Meyer, who puts it on net. Stumo decides to save it to the corner. Puck still loose in the attacking zone for the Bears. Finally played back out to neutral zone ice. Cross ice pass. Helped back in the Blake zone. And now thrown down towards Stumo's net. She'll leave it for Clough. Played up looking for Sarah Kaiser. Tries to track down Maddie Wethington. So good on that deke where she fakes going one way and goes the other. She's left so many defenders in the dust tonight doing that. D-to-D passes Clough. Sends it across for Tammy. Tracked down deep in the zone and played corner to corner for Maddie Wethington. Play is whistled offside as Anderson couldn't quite get on the same page, so both teams will change. 2 minutes, 56 seconds to go in this second period. Bears win the face cleanly back into their own zone. Delianides on her horse to try to track it down. Burton tries to pinch and can't. Anderson, little give and go, being hounded, able to get it out of her own zone. And a nice little play by Fields, left circle, centering pass. It hits the skate of her teammate coming through. Blake Bear hits the ice, it's kept in. That was Delianides who plays it around. Mumm, back down low, back for Mumm. Again, shot deflected on net by Stoffenacker. Mumm, back down low for Stoffenacker. Out to the right point, Little. Skates away from pressure. Little puts it on net. Burton tried to block it, couldn't. Puck pinned up against the side netting, and a whistle stops play. Exactly 2 minutes to play, second period. And I believe we are going to have a penalty on Blake. Didn't see the initial call, but ultimately skating to the box for 2 minutes is Julia Blum, the freshman defender. So Andover gets another power play opportunity. Second Bear penalty of the second period. Not sure what the call is there, but that's going to come at 15 minutes of the second period. There's a shot, sharp angle. Two minutes for illegal equipment, I think, is what they said. So Blum sits in the box as Hemp stick handles. 2 goals tonight for her. Above the left circle, shot on net. It deflects right to Hemp underneath her stick. She collects it above the left circle, plays it back down low. Sharp angle shot right into the midsection of Christie. Hemp and Nelson down there playing catch. Peyton Hemp, 30 goals on the season now to go along with 22 assists. One of 4 players with 40-plus points on this Andover squad. Little avoids a defender, and her shot is calmly sticked up into the protective netting by Christie. 120 on the power play, 120 in the period, so conveniently the penalty will end just as the period ends. Shots 2-1 in favor of the Huskies, 18-9 officially. So Andover has really dominated play, but again, they still trail on the scoreboard as there's just been a goal apiece, even though the Huskies have far outshot the Bears. And part of that is that they've had 2 power plays, but they are outshooting them 13-5 here in this second period with 1 minute to go. Down low, Huskies control. Hemp. Nice job to keep it in the zone after her pass was deflected down by Grace Johnson. Pinged across. Here's an opportunity in front. They score! Great Gabby Kraus had the initial shot saved. The puck went right back to her, and she had all the time in the world to deke to the outside. Her shot with 46 seconds left in the second ties us at 3. This game has lived up to expectations. Andover scored 30 seconds into the second period to tie us at 2. They score with 46 seconds left in the second period on the power play to tie us at 3. Give Nelson the assist. Goal comes at 16-14. Kraus from Nelson on the power play. So 2 power play goals by the Huskies has tied us at 3. Delianides loses the puck as she tries to drag her way through. Izzy Daniel at the line. Plays it across for Wethington. Delianides can't control it as the puck swept back down the ice by the Huskies with 9.1 seconds left. Second period. Shots 19-9 in favor of Andover. Outshooting Blake in this period 14-5, beg your pardon. Face-off comes back down to Stumo's left. Sets up what should be a wild, very entertaining third period of play. Hemp banks it off the near sideboards for Kraus to give chase. She dives at it as the horn sounds, and the second period comes to an end. Want to remind you folks that FVP has a dominating lineup. Reach for what works with FVP oil, antifreeze, stay tuned, batteries, and more. Visit your local automotive shop or retailer for FVP products. And if you have ice issues around your home or apartment or place of business, use the Splash Ice Melt Shaker Bag. Simply tear open and shake on surfaces where safety really matters. The end of 2 periods of play. Number 1 Blake and number 4 Andover are tied at 3. You are watching the Minnesota High School Girls Hockey Game of the Week presented by FVP exclusively on youthhockeyhub.com.
Splash, apply a little splash. When your windshield's getting dirty, just apply a little splash. When your windshield's full of grime, bugs, dirt, and snow, just use a little splash and be safe on the road. Splash, 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 apply a little splash. When your windshield's getting dirty, just apply a little splash. See safely on the road when you apply a little splash.
You know what works? FVP Auto Parts work. Trusted, tested, selected. You know what works? FVP Stay Tuned works. Engine buildup doesn't stand a chance. FVP. Reach for what works.
Back here, ready to start the third period from the Blake Ice Arena here on YouthHockeyHub.com. FVP has a dominating lineup. Reach for what works with FVP oil, antifreeze, stay tuned, batteries, and more. Visit your local automotive shop or retailer for FVP products. And to deal with ice around your home or office, put down some Splash ice melt shaker bag. Simply tear it open and shake on surfaces when safety really matters. Andover outshot Blake in that second period 14-5. They outscored them 2-1, and that's why we are tied at 3 as we are set to drop the puck and start the third period. The Huskies got it going early. Peyton Hemp, her 30th goal of the season and her second goal of the night, once again assisted by Kennedy Little, who now has got 6 assists on the season. It was Hemp from Little 30 seconds into the second period to tie us at 2. Eventually, Blake would respond. Goal by Maddie Tick, 7 goals and 7 assists now in the season from her, assisted by Audrey Wethington and Addie Burton. At 4 minutes, gave Blake a 3-2 lead, but then at 10:14, Andover tied us once again on the power play. Gabby Kraus and Jamie Nelson, who lead the team in goals and assists on the season, on the power play, struck again on the player advantage. They came in with 4 goals and 4 assists apiece on the power play to lead the team, and they connected once more on the power play as it was Kraus assisted by Nelson. And that's why we stand tied at 3 as we get set to drop the puck on the third and final period of play. Nelson and Delianides to do the honors. Skated onto and entering into the zone. Battled for the puck. It's played around into the right corner and chased down by Izzy Daniel. Out back to the right point. Over to the left point. Thrown on net. And swallowed up by Stumo. Saw that clearly off the stick of Audrey Wethington. Face off left circle. Husky zone. They win it. Play it off the near side boards. Kept in by Burton and rung around. Daniel can't get much on that pass, and so the play is carried out by the Huskies. Up for Peyton Hemp, who chips it into the corner and goes for a change. Banked off the near sideboards. Long outlet pass for Delianides. She fires it on net. Stumo has to rise to save it. Burton into the corner as Delianides goes for a change. Played on out by the Huskies. Up for Paige Anderson, who skates away through to the right circle. Passes it across just behind her intended recipient. It's chipped up and out of the zone. The bounding puck is controlled in the neutral zone by the Huskies. Krause's pass is driven down. It's picked up by Anderson, who skates into the high slot. Passes it across for Madison Krause, and the freshman rings it around. Give and go centering pass, puck loose in front. It's eventually swept out by Blake. Right wing corner still in the possession of Andover. 15:44 to play in the hockey game. In regulation anyway. Sharp angle shot goes wide. Not to jinx us or anything. It's turned over at center ice by Ann, and Madison Kaiser for Andover will ice the puck. Shots 19-11 in favor of the Huskies. This has certainly lived up to its pregame billing. Andover and Blake. Andover with 7 Division I players on their roster, mostly underclassmen. Blake with 6, so 2 of the most talented teams in the state. Puck dug out and skated out by Sarah Kaiser. Speeding down the right wing, she gains the zone. Kaiser along the right wall into the corner. Has that stolen by Maddie Wethington, maybe the fastest player on this ice. Banked off the near sideboards, her pass misses its intended target in Morrison. Maddie Wethington's pass is deflected. Puck bounding free at the blue line. Still not controlled by either team. Finally, Morrison plays it back into her own zone. Rink wide for Maddie Wethington. Up for Higuchi. She loses the puck. Sarah Kaiser can't get anything on that pass. Flung back down ice. Tried to be gloved down by Little, who does. Little back into her own zone. And now Blake on the forecheck. Higuchi can't keep it in. Daniel plays it rink wide for Delianides just out of the box. or just off the bench, I should say. Into the right wing corner. Daniel tied up with Nelson. She comes off the wall. Back to the high slot. Good stick by Sarah Kaiser to knock it free. High up off the glass and out of the zone. And the Bears will track it back down. Played around by Johnson. Black and gold possess. Centering pass. Good stick to knock it free by Maddie Wethington. Turned over by Burton, and it's backhanded in deep. And Delianidis goes for a change. Collected behind her own net by Clough. Kept in nicely by Audrey Wethington. Now it's out of the zone, and Wethington gains it. Wethington to the high slot, shoots right into the midsection of Stumo. Back and forth we go here. 3 minutes and 21 seconds gone by third period. Neither team has broken the scoreboard yet. In the third period, at least. Face-off one back by Nelson for Little. Up for Hemp. Passes it out. Her pass cut out at center ice by Audrey Wethington. Wethington tied up in a board battle with Kraus. Finally, the puck goes back into the Andover zone. Hemp up for Nelson, who backhands it in and goes for a change. Off the near side boards. Puck deflected up and out of the zone. Backhanded back in by Anderson, that the play is ruled offside. Anderson, one of three captains on this Andover Huskies team, along with Stauffenecker, Little, and Cassidy Stumo, the goaltender. Face-off will come back at center ice between Anderson and Brose. Brose wins it back. Plays it for Maddie Wethington. Nearly turned over. And we have a whistle and a stoppage in play. And offside means the face-off will come in the neutral zone and off the draw. It's kicked back down the ice as the stick is loose. Ellie Morrison retrieves it. Little circling away from the pressure of Higuchi. Anderson whiffs on the pass, so the puck's loose, and Higuchi grabs it. Played across the Blake line. Wethington, the most dependable defender on this Blake team, and certainly in the state as well, as Anderson's pass hits off Wethington and banks off the end boards. She skates onto it with speed. Maddie Wethington carries it out of the zone, evades a check, and gets into the attacking zone, loses it as two bodies fall to the ice. Clough puts on the brakes behind her own net. Hounded by Daniel, 12:02 left to play. Rink wide behind her intended target, Sarah Kaiser, and played back in deep. Clough trying to track it down. Delianidis putting pressure on. Now it's carried on, 2-on-2, back the other way for Andover. Chip and chase by Jurgensen into the left corner. Plays it around for Sarah Kaiser. Sarah Kaiser, goal line extended. Delianidis, and played back out to center. Mumm, back to the line for Blum. Played in deep by Addie Burton. The bounding puck pushed aside by Stumo. Clough puts on the brakes, trying to avoid a checking Tix. Back to center ice. Wethington throws it in deep off the end boards. It's stuck in the back of the net. Now swept up to the far side. From the right point, thrown on net, nearly goes in. Stumo steered it to the corner with the right pad. Now Blake trying to get some extended zone time. Chipped back in by Kylie Gage, but only momentarily. Audrey Wethington down the right wing from the high slot. Gloved and held on to by Stumo. 19-14. Blake has been much, much better in this period. They haven't allowed a shot on net thus far, and we've played more than 6 minutes. They are shots in favor of Blake in this period, 5-0. Nice job avoiding the on-rushing checker as the puck's still loose. Blake, goal line extended, circling. Rimming the circle, played back down low by Daniel. Skated onto by Nelson off the end boards. Into the corner for Kraus, or for Kraus. I gotta trust myself. Stolen by Daniel. Back to the line. Maddie Wethington plays it back in as Blake changes on the fly. Rink wide pass, Kraus. Kraus gets it back in the high slot. Leaves it for Hemp. Down on the ice, trying to block Wethington as Hemp goes into the corner. Plays it around. Ticks behind Burton and turned over at the Andover line. Nelson at center ice. Tracks back and plays it rink wide. Huskies regain the zone and play it in deep. Hemp behind the net, trying to go short side, or I thought she was. Out to the left circle. Shot blocked and driven down. Nice job. I believe that was Maddie Wethington surrendering her body for that one. Chipped off the near side boards and giving chase as Maddie Ticks. Oh, good job by Clough to maintain her poise. Clough carries it out. She's got Tyra Turner crashing the net. Turner goes and chases it into the right corner. 9:06 left to play. Taken back by Brose, who tries to skate it out. Turner rather. There's a shot. That goes above the net. Off the stick of Paige Anderson. Big collision along the near side boards. Ref's right there, no call signal. Now it's Blake having a tough time clearing the zone. Right wing board battle. Clough banks it off the near side boards. Huskies change on the fly as Anderson remains down there, and the puck, I think Christie might not have known where it was. It was pinned up and against the side netting, and ultimately she held on. Finally found it and decided to freeze it. That allows both teams to get their first lines back out there. Andover finally recording a shot on goal. One back by the Huskies. Little has it right point. Plays it near side, and it's played down low. Nelson, just outside the right circle. Cross ice for Mumm. Banked off the near side boards and cycled down low. Delianitas in there in the right corner. Dug out by Abraham. Maddie Wethington. Up for Burton. Burton gives for Daniel. Daniel puts on the brakes, left circle. Good pad save as the 5-hole. Doors slammed shut by Stumo. Corner-to-corner pass. 7:45 left. Left point, Maddie Wethington. Mumm down to the ice. Peyton Hemp has her pass blocked down, but now she's onto it again. Gives chase into the right corner with Maddie Wethington. Good battle here between a couple Minnesota-bound players. Future teammates, future Gophers. Delianitas for Daniel, who carries it out. Daniel chips and changes. Andover trying to make them pay. Jurgensen banks it off the near side boards. Giving chase Stoffenacher. Jurgensen loses her stick momentarily as it's into the right wing corner and played out. Clough, ever dependable at center ice. Not an inch of this ice being given. Higuchi's pass is cut out. Kaiser off the near side boards. Good stick in the passing lane by Sarah Kaiser. Backhanded down by Jurgensen, but her pass is stolen away. Oh, good stick to take it back. Sarah Kaiser now gets to the high slot, trying to get her hands free. She goes down. Izzy Daniels providing the defense there. Now Maddie Wethington trying to carry it out and does. Rather, that's her sister, Audrey Wethington. 5'6". They look quite similar from our vantage point. Up the near side boards, good outlet for Kylie Gage, whose shot is handled by Stumo. 6:05 left in regulation. Shots more even now. 20-16 in favor of the Huskies. Huskies in black and gold, Blake in blue, green, and white. 1 versus 4 for the second time this season. High off the glass and out. Tracked down by Johnson. Turned over for Hemp. Nelson loses it momentarily. Right half wall. Puck tied up in the corner with Tix. Andover putting all kinds of pressure on it. Left wing corner played back for Hemp just above the left circle. Back down low. Out to the left point. Shot goes wide. Cycled back down low by Nelson. Going short angle. Short side, puck still loose. Pinged around, put on net by Little, and that shot's blocked down nicely by Audrey Wethington. Finally swept back down the ice by Blake, and they quickly get a change. Tracked down deep in the Andover zone, and the Huskies bring it out with Little. Up for Hemp, who helps it back deep. Huskies being clinical about trying to possess in the zone. Cycled by Fields, but nobody there. Thrown back down the ice by the Bears, cut out at center ice by Clough. Up for Fields, who has her stick lifted, and the play is judged to be offside. 4:39 left, third period. No score in this third period. So we're still tied at 3, just as we were after 2. Clough back at center ice, plays it off the near side boards after Andover wins yet another draw. Maddie Wethington puts on the brakes, loses the puck, puck loose in the right circle. Huskies skating after it, Fields. It's played around and the Bears play it out. Cross ice pass for Addie Burton, who gains the zone. Burton throws it in deep. Delianitis can't keep it down. Kept in at the right point and played back down low. Burton helps it along for Izzy Daniel, who cycles it back down low for Burton. The ref trying to get out of the way as it's kept in right point. Hammered toward the net, and Stumo makes the save. That was off the stick of Isabel Meyer, who was getting her first goal of the season. Less than 4 minutes to go from the Blake Ice Arena. Top-ranked Blake trying to keep that ranking. Tied with number 4 Andover. Game ended 4-3 in overtime in the Schwann's Gold Cup in favor of Blake. Will we see the same result tonight? Draw one back cleanly by the Bears. Back for Wethington. And Maddie Wethington puts it on net. But Stumo's been pretty square to the puck all night. And that's helped her stop 15 of the 18 shots she's faced. Faceoff comes to her right. Delianitis and Nelson. Nelson wins it cleanly to herself. She loses an edge, somehow gets it to Hemp. Hemp turns it over at the line. Audrey Wethington, toe dragging away through to the right circle, gets in front, shoots. Puck loose, and it's a save. Good save by Stumo. The rebound was free for a moment, but couldn't do anything about it. Back in the neutral zone with Blake. They'll play it back down low. Little in the left circle, up for Hemp. Across for Nelson, who chips it in deep. And ices the puck, and both teams were already in the midst of a change, so 3:23 left in regulation. Stumo has faced much more rubber here in this third period and has been really solid. There's another shot that goes wide of her net. Clough skates onto it, plays it up right circle. It's helped along, but Blake keeps it in the zone. Clough trying to skate it out and does. The Yale-bound sophomore throws it cross corner, but ices the puck. Clough leads the team with 6 power play assists, as we said, bound for Yale. 2 goals and 16 assists on the season for the sophomore. So this Andover team, with all its talented underclassmen, should be good for the foreseeable future. Rung around for Sarah Kaiser, who tries to play it high off the boards and does. Back to the neutral zone. Blake will play it back in and ice the puck off the stick of Grace Johnson. So that'll bring the face-off down to the right circle of the Bears zone. Both teams' first lines back out there, searching for that go-ahead goal. Kaiser rings it around the boards. Played back for Hemp behind the Blake net. Pocket picked by Delianides. Banks it off the near side boards and all the way down. Icing waved off, so Kaiser tracks it down. Hounded by Burton, who's got 2 assists tonight. Would love to get a third. Burton circling. Over for Wethington. Shot blocked down by Mumm. Mumm stolen back by Delianides. Puck trickles free to the right point. Meyer. Down low. Delianides centering pass. Cut out by Andover. And back come the Huskies. Gabby Kraus trying to gain the zone. Turned over at the Blake line. Now it's helped back in deep as Hemp and company go for a change. Exactly 2 minutes to play, regulation. Maddie Wethington chased from behind her own net. Throws it rink wide, long outlet pass looking for her sister, and just a bit too far for Audrey. After a 14-5 shot advantage in the second period, Andover has been on its heels here in the third. Shots 11-1 in favor of Blake. Little from the right point. Her shot doesn't get all the way through. It's lifted up and out of the zone. Hops over her stick. So she's forced to retreat. Clough gets to it first. Backhands it along for Kaiser. Or for, beg your pardon, that's Tyra Turner. And Andover once again ices the puck. Both teams taking very short, hard shifts at this point. Neither team has taken a penalty here in the third period. Andover has just taken 1 for the game. Both teams have been pretty good. Blake 1 for 1 on the power play. Andover 2 for 2. Played across for Maddie Wethington through traffic. Good save. Sumo saves the rebound, and it goes in! Blake deposits the rebound with 1:25 to play, and they lead it home 4-3. I believe Kylie Gage will get credit for her 3rd goal of the season, and she was just right place, right time. Shot was hammered in by Maddie Wethington, who's got a goal and an assist tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets an assist here. Andover takes a timeout to talk about things. Shots now in favor of the Bears, 21-20. So it is Gage assisted by Tix and Maddie Wethington. For Maddie Wethington, she now has 19 goals and 26 assists on the season. A goal and 2 assists tonight. Tix has a goal and an assist as well. And something we didn't mention, but Maddie Wethington and Lily Delianides now have a point in each and every single Blake Bears game this season. So they keep their point streak alive as Delianides scored in the second period. But Wethington, Maddie Wethington, maybe a candidate for our FVP MVP, which we will announce after the game. Goal and 2 assists. That'll be coming up shortly. Blake leaves it 4-3, trying to hang on for their second single-goal win over Andover this season. Hemp trying to get past Burton. Battle for it at the line. Hemp comes away with it. Banks it off the near side boards, but turns it back over. Wethington plays it back down towards Stumo's net. Stumo conceded 2 rebounds. Finally, Blake put in the third. 1 minute to play in the game. Good pressure by Delianides, who tries to keep it down there. It's taken off the end boards by Clough and played on out. Carried out of the zone with speed by Hemp. Into the corner where Nelson tries to get to it but can't. Abram in a board battle. Nelson looking for an outlet, circling. Nelson goal line extended. Rims the right circle, plays it back down. 24 seconds left in the hockey game. 4-3, Blake leads. Out to the right point. Clough outside the right circle, shot driven down by Delianides. Played around by Abram, looking for Daniel. It's out of her reach at the line. Little. Nelson. Her pass is blocked down. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Played out of the zone, and that will do it. The number 1 Blake Bears will keep that ranking after they win 4-3 over number 4 Andover tonight at the Blake Ice Arena. With the win, Blake moves to 22-2 on the season. The Huskies fall to 20-4. Two of those 4 losses, tough 1-goal losses to Blake, as talented a team as there is in the state of Minnesota. Now it's time to announce our FVP MVP of the game, and we'll award that honor to Maddie Wethington, one of the captains for this Blake team. A goal and 2 assists tonight, 19 goals and 25 assists on the season. She's played on varsity since 7th grade. She now has 44 goals and 77 assists in her career. And Maddie Wethington is our FVP MVP of the game. And with that, we want to remind you that FVP has a dominating lineup. Reach for what works with FVP oil, antifreeze, stay tuned, batteries, and more. Visit your local automotive shop or retailer for FVP products. Again, the final here tonight from the Blake Ice Arena. It's number 1 Blake 4, number 4 Andover 3. You've been watching the Minnesota High School Girls Hockey Game of the Week presented by FVP exclusively on YouthHockeyHub.com.